What's up, people? Back at you again this morning with another Moralities Moment. This is part two of my vid series entitled Stand Firm in Your Decision. This morning's note says, not taking a firm decision does not necessarily mean that a person is on a bad path. It could mean that he or she doesn't have enough information to take a position. Yesterday's main point was once you have deliberated and determined that a course of action is wise, stand firm in your decision. Now, just because a person hasn't, how could I put it, made a decision or moved in a particular direction on a situation or whatever, doesn't necessarily mean that they're on the wrong path. It just means that they probably don't have enough information to make a wise choice. And that's okay. That's okay. But matter of fact, that's good, because remember I said in the previous video, don't be anxious for nothing. Take your time. That's why I said deliberate. Mean take your time to think the process through. And if it takes a while for you to come to a conclusion on what to do, fine, just long as you do your due diligence before making an action, because ultimately once you decide to do whatever you decide to do, you're gonna have to stand firm in that decision. In life, oftentimes people say you get do-overs. Yeah, that may be the case, but how do you really undo a previous bad action other than trying to prove that, moving forward, you're going to do something different? Because once something is done, as I always often say, once time is spent, is no return. So whenever you make an action or whenever you make a decision, that decision is made, that action is taken. And if it's a mistake, only thing you could do is correct it. Yeah, you get a do-over, but the damage may or may not have been done. But here's one thing I do want to say about taking your time to make a decision. Any indecision is basically a decision if you be honest about it. If you drag your feet about certain situations and then, it just prolongs, you never make a decision, or you never decide to act on it or whatever, you basically made a decision to do nothing. So even as you may be deliberating to take action in a certain area, your inaction is basically a decision that you have decided not to do anything, not permanently maybe, but at that particular time you just haven't made a decision to do anything. So just because a person hasn't made a decision to go one way or the other, or do something or not to do something, doesn't necessarily mean that they're on a bad path. Maybe at the time it's just that they don't have enough information to make the right decision. So us being people, again, as I said in previous videos, people are people no matter what we think. They're independent characters or whatnot. So, we have to take ourselves out of the situation. Yeah, their decision may affect us, but ultimately it's still their decision. They have to weigh the pros and the cons and go through, again, their due diligence to make sure they're making the best decision that they can make in that situation. It's cool to give your input. It's cool to give advice. It's cool to share experiences. But remember, ultimately, it's not your choice, it's theirs. So just only thing I could recommend you do when someone's at that crossroad or in a situation where they need to make a decision is be supportive. Be a listening ear. And if they ask for your opinion, be honest. Be honest, not coming from a bitter place or a place of having some type of indecisive, some type of underlying agenda. Be honest, or better yet, again, just listen and say nothing. Sometimes people, all they need is for us to listen, just so they can get some stuff off their chest. So just because a person hasn't made a decision doesn't mean that they're on a bad path. It may just be that they don't have enough information. Maybe somebody you know, maybe even yourself. Don't think that you're on a bad path. Just do your due diligence and make sure that you make the best possible decision you can in that situation. Stand firm in your decisions. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this morning's morality moment. Peace, and I'm out.